hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I know this is something that we're not going to be talking about technology, not talking about what is great and all that stuff over here. We're talking about a little more drab subject about fostering innovation and collaboration to drive innovations, right? And again, sitting there just before the start of this event and during this event, a lot of people came here and talked about many things in terms of how innovation is driving their business, how they're able to leverage innovations to start, improving their business, and somebody talked about how it is, impacting their bank and their, making sure it is coming into their books. So that is what we are all here as IT people sitting and doing. That's what I believe is what our strengths are, and that is what we bring to the fore over here. And that obviously calls in for a little, can I say, a different approach in terms of how we collaborate with the business. Again, connecting back to what all of these people were talking about was, we are here to solve business problems, right? And how we solve business problems and what we do with it is what I'm going to probably touch upon here and things like that. Just to give you a background, my name is Rajesh. To be very eloquent about me, about my organization, I'm currently working for Orient Cement Limited. We manufacture cement, very drab subject in itself, but we take out limestone from the mines, process it, manufacture cement, put it into different bags and the trucks, and sell it out, and all these buildings are made from that. Very drab, very simple, but it involves a lot of complex business processes that we have to go through to achieve that, right from how much we pull out, how much we report to the government, how much we manufacture, how much we sell, where we sell, how much we sell, what we sell, and all of that stuff. So that's the organization that we are. And in terms of applications and other things, we are running our own ERP backend systems. We are on Rise with SAP, which is a private edition of SAP S/4HANA. We run that. We are the first cement company in India to implement it in that platform and things like that. Added to that, we have a lot of other complex business, processes and solutions that are tied together within this environment. While it is our book of records, there are things that we have customer facing, we have vendor facing, we have even our partner facing, such as transporters and other people who work with us. So tying all of these together, bringing it all into this platform that we are able to record and report is something that we, that's what we are responsible for. That's what me and my team is responsible for. And some of the things that we have done over the past of year, and as recently as last month, we were able to close our books within 1 day. These are the things that we are doing to change how we approach business, how we look at business, how we improve upon business. Our idea and our goal is to start looking at seeing dashboards that are real-time, that are available to us, to predictive analysis on what our sale is going to be, what our bottom line is going to be, where we'll sell, when we'll sell, all of those kind of things. That's what we are looking forward to doing it. While at the back end, we do a lot of things in terms of automation from an industry, industry IoT, industry 4.0 kind of a perspective, understand what our machines are doing, how are they performing, what are they doing, when are they doing, what is the time that we need to do, which is the biggest element from us in terms of cost is whether we are able to produce continuously, when do we have to do our shutdown maintenance, when do we have to do our preventive maintenance. All of these things is what we are all trying to tie together. And I use the word trying because it's still a lot of steps and a lot of actions in progress for us to reach that particular level of, sophistication. All right? So with this, I'll quickly jump into what I'm here to talk about, which is about fostering, collaboration between IT and businesses to drive innovation, right? So, if I then step back and ask the question, what do you think is common in all these things? Any thoughts, any ideas? I put some Easter eggs as you will, in terms of here to give you some pointers into what is this.
They're all
Sorry?
text.
I can't hear you. Text? Partly.
Can be.
That is what I did. I tried to do put some text animations over there. Okay.
All are candies or chocolate kind of.
These are candies. This is not candy.
No.
Have you seen this? I can't see you here.
You're saying about all this, right?
Yeah. All of these.
Yeah.
What is common among all of this? Sorry? No, that is one point. We are bringing that you're right about it. There is Hindi and English in this.
Data.
Very good.
Data. Color?
Sorry?
Data.
Data is point is there. Yes, there is some element of data.
Manual data.
These are images.
Sorry? Obviously these are images. Thank you very much.
Everything needs to be manufactured.
From the data perspective.
No, again, you're all losing the context. Let's keep it to the context here.
Okay.
I have talked about innovation.
These are pre-digitalization parts, you know.
Part of it, I give you some of these answers. From my perspective, these are things that have gone away.
Obsolete.
Okay, these are obsolete in many sense. And you'll ask, what is candies over here, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is candies here? I will tell you the big, small story. I hope I don't take too much time about this. But when you go to a shop, and I do, right? When you go to a shop and buy some products, and earlier days, and I'm talking of 2015, even up to 2018, 20 also, you go to a shop, buy something, you give some money, that is what you used to get back, right? Candies in terms of change. All of this is gone. Literally, candy business was something around 100 million rupees per year kind of a business that was going on in the world. Today it is gone. What is it replaced with?
UPI. Exactly.
Right? All your tickets have gone away and you can only get an SMS now. Okay, and I put this something different over here to bring in business innovation into context. Right? Chick shampoo. How many of you have heard of Chick shampoo? What did it change in the world? I know you all buy bottles, I guess, right? But I put a sachet here. The sachet was introduced somewhere in 2006 or even a little before, probably early 2000s is what I would say. When this person, I'm getting old here as well. I forgot the name of the gentleman who introduced this product somewhere in the 2000s when he decided that, okay, I'll address this product at the mass market. And this was an interesting business problem to solve. But what it all means and what from this context is all about how innovation in business is changing, how business is working, right? That's what it is all about. And this is all driven by small things. It may be, at the time when UPI and ATMs of the world, all those digital wallets were introduced, they seemed very small. But it's wiped away literally the candy industry. From 100 to 200 million rupees a year, it's come down to 10 million rupees a year kind of a thing. Nowhere you go, everywhere you go, you're scanning up to paise and giving people out there. So the whole concept of change and loose change is gone away. I don't know, earlier we used to carry coins in our pockets. Today I don't even carry cash in my pocket. That's the level of things that has gone through this world. And all of this has come, not only business, innovation from a business standpoint, all of this has come with specific IT drivers is what I do. And IT is now coming as a, can I say, medium or a kind of a, platform for us to change as businesses. That's the world that we are all living in today. And we are all, in this room, most of us are here, sitting here and I would say are continuously influencing this change. All right? So with that in context, the first thing that I say, again, I'm just repeating it. I talked about all of those things to just enforce these points. So businesses are changing, businesses are improving. We are looking at how we are enhancing customer satisfaction, how the innovation is driving business growth. Chick shampoo is an example of that. How we are managing market and regulatory risk. I showed that RG23 deregistered in the first slide. How many of you heard about it? Very few, right? Because all of you have never seen that. When I started my career way back in 1992, in the sales and in depots, you had to maintain this bloody big book. Today, the book manufacturer has gone out of business because no one uses that book anymore. Everything is on e-invoices and everything is on, digitally transferred across. Government knows your tax at the probably on the next day of the closing. They know how much of tax is deposited, how much of it is done. And I remember way back as a salesperson, I started my career in sales, by the way. As a salesperson, I had to project how much of sales will happen in the month end and the year end, because guess what? They have to go pay taxes into the excise duties or taxes upfront in the government of India. So that paradigm has completely changed now. And that is what is this all about coming, bringing in all these things. And everybody, the previous speakers, every speaker in the, before me here talked about business, how they are solving complex business problems. Yes, we are all solving complex business problems. And these complex business problems cannot be solved in isolation, cannot be solved in silos. And this is what we're talking about, bringing in collaboration, right? And this collaboration between IT and business is very, very important at this point in time. That's the message that I want to keep it. It keeps resonating with me. Should keep resonating in all of you sitting here. All right. Simple things. Here are small tips. I don't want to. I'll be standing here and pontificating if I talk about it. But these are things that I've seen work in the past. I've seen how small things like this, how it has impacted in improvement of collaboration. The first one we talked about, cross-departmental training. I can't emphasize how much important it is. And again, somebody talked about in the previous discussions over here. Someone talked about, yeah, we are all from an IT perspective. We have all these resume parsers, but how much of my HR team is knowledgeable and can actually work with that? So bringing in this cross-departmental trainings, what I have seen in the past happen is at these trainings where there are people coming in from different, businesses or business departments and IT, when they're all working together, how ideas can be found, how ideas can be taken up, and how ideas can be pushed out into the market fast enough. The next one, simple again, use collaborative tools. This, in my opinion, has changed post-COVID. Everybody knows how to use collaborative tools. Everybody knows how to get on a Teams call or a Zoom call and then start working together with each other. But many of us even still don't know the ability of teams to share documents, manage documents, have collaborate even better, not just the Teams meeting calls that we have. Using those things most effectively is important over here. And then the rest two things are, while it is there, the most important for me is the leadership support. Without leadership support, obviously, none of these things will work. Having them to foster collaboration, drive that message, because again, I'll talk a little bit more about this leadership. What are things that the leadership team needs to do to ensure this collaboration happens? That I'll talk about it, but this is also a very critical element of this, right? Taking back, I just want to just leave you with this thought about how collaboration, what are the barriers to collaboration, how people can really impede progress in that sense. The first one is obviously misaligned expectations, right? I've just given you a suggestion here. Try to get these things closed out, align early, work with people early so that you are involved in the decision making right at the beginning. They know why the decision is being done, why the decision is being made, why that solution is being looked upon. Understand each other before we get into that, right? Cultural resistance, no doubt about it. I've done this, for long back. Why should I change now? That's one thing will come. Or this is not the way that we work. Unfortunately, that's some kind of a thing that we hear a lot from the businesses. This is not the way the company works. Yes, this is not the way the company works. Unfortunately, the world is also changing rather, right? We also need to change and adapt and manage all those things. That's the thing. Again, I talked about technical understanding, address the knowledge. IT will not have understanding of the business knowledge. Business will not have an understanding of IT. So getting them all together on the same page is definitely going to help us with this particular, removing this barrier is what I believe. Information gap, I talked about bringing in collaborative tools, making sure everybody is on the same page and all of those things. Doing that is also very important, right? With this, I just quickly jump into one case study. This is from a past experiences what we had. We've been able to deploy an app out there in the market, which according to me, and I believe, at least in India, it is one of the most downloaded, what we call as influencer management app in the materials industry. And how the genesis of that happened with multiple things. The first part of it, the sales team wanted to increase connectivity to their influencers. That was the first ask that came to IT. The second ask, on a different sales team, they wanted to reduce the processing time. for gratification or passing on the benefits to the influencers. Finance wanted control and audit trails for all these things. Earlier, they used to drop a coin in their product list, product bucket or product that they were sold. The influencer used to take the coin, go back to the dealer used to pay the money, and the company used to refund our dealer, kind of a thing. So the whole cycle was taking almost 3 to 6 months for it to completely fructify. We had a product that goes now maybe sitting in the market for the next 6 months. So you can imagine how much amount of time that was getting lost in terms of processing and management, how much amount of money is getting stuck because you have to make a provision for that particular, assuming that particular reward will be claimed by that influencer, if you will, right? Operations wanted to reduce the cost of inventory. They had to maintain, and they had a very interesting thing. They used to have a different color coin for every month of their product that they drop in. Then they used to know, okay, this color pertains to August, this particular color pertains to September. I know that, okay, this comes 3 months down the line, I know this is valid or not, kind of a thing. So that they had to maintain a huge inventory of coins to manage all these things, right? Operations also wanted to track they supply across all the products across the country. Some places were cheaper, some places were a little expensive for whatever reason, from transportation point of view or from some schemes point of view and other kind of things. There were leakages of one part of the sale going from one part of the country to the other part of the country. To reduce that, how do you do that? And IT was obviously called upon to solve all these problems separately. What happened at that point of time, thankfully, IT was a fulcrum around all these questions. We were able to sit together and work with them and create a single app which solved these 5-6 problems that are there. And that's obviously in a very simpler thing. You download an app, you can do a self-registration. Now you know who your influencers are. You're able to bring them, increase the connect and all of that stuff. The influencer only had to scan the QR code that was there on the bag and then claim the points. And within 4 seconds, money was credited to their account as soon as they redeemed it. So that's the level of cycle that went through. From 6-7 months of this piece being out there and nobody having a clear track and audit trail of what is done and how much is claimed, how much is left to be claimed, finances at the tip of their hands, what is the provision that they have to make to close the book of accounts. So this simple, small thing kind of a thing changed the way the whole business functioned. And that is what we are talking in terms of collaboration, right? And all of this, I would say, would not have been possible without leadership's role in fostering collaboration. And this is something very close to me. This is something that I believe very strongly. While there is a big bunch of people who would like to do these things, there will be a lot of naysayers. And some of these naysayers can only be affected by the leadership action, right? So having these points of creating a shared vision, allocating required resources and tools, and building skills for the future. There is a lot of training that has to be done, and retraining of people have to be done to get these things done. And collaborate with beyond the organization. The previous speaker here also talked about, okay, we did not have we had this small team to do these things, but we had a huge team of vendors who could come in and help us do these things. Leverage all these things for small POCs, small proof of concepts, small demonstrator ability to demonstrate those kind of things, and then be able to push that into the marketplace fairly quickly with the help of vendors also helps. Finally, I would say there are two big things over here. Measure these successes and track the numbers. If you don't measure, you're not going to get a benefit that you are setting out to achieve. Be able to manage this in terms of the numbers, in terms of the revenue that has grown, the important efficiencies that have been brought about, or the customer satisfaction, or even simple things like what is the numbers that have been downloaded and other things, and how many people are using it. Using those numbers itself can drive a lot of these, positive influence, or rather positive reinforcement is what I call it. Finally, reward collaboration. We have traditional ways of rewarding. We need to look at it in different ways where people are rewarded for being collaborative, involve them in giving them additional bonuses, or most importantly, career opportunities. These are opportunities for people to come and demonstrate their ability and scale up their ability also. Okay, that's something that is important. And finally, I will leave with one piece, which is celebrating wins, celebrating victories. And again, I'd like to thank Quantic for having this set of awards for us which are recognizing that, okay, we've done something here in the marketplace, this is what is happening, and being able to celebrate these wins and publish it across the organization will really help for, fostering collaboration is what I believe. With this, I'd like to thank you all for your attention. I know I didn't talk about something about AI and agentic AI, large language models, or even Industry 4, Industry 5. But I believe these things are also important for us to keep looking and keep improving as we go by. Yep. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Any
you so
questions?
much. Yeah, I'm going to ask the questions.